So when it comes to the movie Dune, this is what I'm thinking about. Dune 1984 from David Lynch, and this is a movie that I absolutely love watching still to this day. However, for the quote-unquote new Dune from 2021 from Denis Villeneuve, I have not seen this yet. But today, that's going to change because, well, this is going to be my first time watching Dune 2021. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up Dune 2021. And I'm going to do something special today because I also have Dune 1984. So we're going to unbox this one as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Here is the nice slipcover. And there is the film. Very simple. And we're going to go ahead and unwrap this. Okay. So there we have Dune 2021. Simple design, and there's also an insert here about the book, and there was also a digital code as well. And there's two different discs in here. So we have the movie right here, and this one looks like this is going to be the special features or this DVD. Or maybe it's just both the Blu-ray and the DVD. There it is. Yeah, the Blu-ray and the DVD and a digital code. So you actually get the movie and the special features, it seems. Yep, so over an hour of additional stuff, which is great. So now that we've opened up Dune 2021, let's go ahead and open up Dune 1984, the original and my favorite. So here it is. Let's go ahead and pop this open. All right, Dune 1984. There it is. Simple design, once again, not much else to it. But now we have both Dune 2021 and Dune 1984. Let's go ahead and watch this latest version. Okay, so now we're gonna pop the disc in my player, and I'm gonna actually get this on my Jellyfin media server, and then I can watch this on my projector. Wow, that movie was epic. And for anybody who's already seen this, they probably heard that term used so many times before, but this movie by far completely deserves and earns that term. And for anybody who's not familiar with what this movie is about, as I stated a little bit earlier, it is based upon Frank Herbert's well-beloved sci-fi book, but also 6-series novel. And it's one that's been extremely difficult to adapt. The original Dune 1984 film, which I absolutely love. And also the show on the Sci-Fi Network, which a lot of people loved as well. They had Dune and also Children of Dune. And this one centers around this entire universe that is basically controlled by these different houses or factions. And then there is an emperor above all that, Emperor Shaddam in this case. And the two houses that we're focused on here are the House Atreides and House Harkonnens, or Harkonnens as they refer to in this movie, but I remember it as Harkonnens from the original Dune. And in this case, there is this planet called Arrakis, this desolate desert planet, and it has something there that is the most valuable thing in the universe, and that is spice. So spice gives people basically magical, physical, and especially mental abilities. But the most important thing it allows is space travel, or specifically being able to jump through space. And that is something that everybody wants to control. And in this case, the House Harkonnens have actually lost control of Arrakis, which now belongs to House Atreides, appointed by the Emperor. And in this case, this does not go well. And so the leader of the House Atreides is Duke Leto with Lady Jessica and their son, Paul Atreides. And whenever they come to this planet, it is actually the place where the Fremen live. They are the original inhabitants of Arrakis. But in this case, the Harkonnens have basically taken everything over, specifically Baron Harkonnen and his nephew Rabban. And in this case, we actually have this whole war that develops. and everybody's fighting over the spice, but also the whole political power as well. And there is a lot of things surrounding this, but the main lead character here, or the main part of this story, surrounds Paul Atreides, his ascension to this whole messiah being, and the Fremen refer to him as Muad'Dib. And there's also other factions like the Bene Gesserit, this group of sisterhood that actually has been trying to produce a messiah with amazing powerful abilities. And Lady Jessica is part of that, and her son was supposed to be a daughter, so they want their power as well. So there is a lot involved here. And of course, we have the sandworms and the people, the Fremen people here as well. So there is many things that part one actually covers, but this is one part of a bigger story. There's also Dune Part 2, and then there's hopefully Dune Part 3, Messiah. And so that's basically a very long but also shortened version of this story. I have not read the books, and so there is a lot here that's being packed into this film. So getting to the thing that I absolutely love about this film is just the absolutely spectacular presentation. Everything from the cinematography, the special effects, the set designs, the costumes, the amazing musical score by Hans Zimmer. This is absolutely cinematic perfection. And, you know, Denis Villeneuve, as a director, he is a master. And honestly, at this point, besides him and maybe Chris Nolan, I don't really think anybody could bring the vision of Frank Herbert to the screen the way it is here. And I was, you know, fortunate enough to actually have a projector. I didn't see it in the theaters originally, obviously, but I do have a projector, so I am able to get a huge big screen experience. And wow, I was just absolutely blown away at what was presented here. So if you are going to be watching this, watch it on the best screen and sound system possible. And the next thing that this movie absolutely delivers on is the incredible cast. Everybody from Timothée Chalamet, Oscar Isaacs, Rebecca Ferguson, Stellan Skarsgård, Josh Brolin, Dave Bautista, Javier Bardem, Zendaya, they all do an amazing job, and everybody here just delivers an incredible performance. And because of their wonderful performances, they're also able to give life to these amazing characters. And that is the next strongest thing with this. The way in which the characters are written in this movie is just superb. These are real fleshed out characters. They're very complex. They're not simple black and white. They're very three-dimensional, and their reasonings and motivations for doing things, it is very human in nature. And that's what I really love about this, because as you are seeing these characters develop, you're seeing the struggles that they're having, you know, doubts that they're having, the growth that they're experiencing, and you grow to love these characters. Even the ones that are the villains, you do understand why they do what they do. And that, I think, is one of the best things about this film. They have really strong characters that you can not only identify with, but you also care and also hate as well. And of course, to go along with all these strong characters and acting, we have a really, really wonderful story with a big, vast universe and world building around it. And I have not read any of the Dune books or any of the novels, and so I can only go based upon what I'm seeing here in this movie. And man, there is a lot here. You know, everything from the individual characters, the different houses, the political intrigue, the spice portions, and the different powers that come with it, all the infighting, and also the betrayal and inner monologue and inner battles as well. There is so much here. And then there's this whole rich history behind everything, you know, thousands upon thousands of years of history leading up to this point. And since this is part one, this is only half of the story of Dune. We'll get more in part two, and then hopefully Dune Messiah. And so there is a lot here to absorb. And I think for anybody who is a fan of the movie, and especially the books, they'll probably catch a lot of details. And I would say it is one of those movies that you will probably come back to many times and see different things and appreciate a lot of what has been presented here. I can't say enough with the overall story, characters, and world building here. This is truly a cinematic experience. Which leads to the last thing that I absolutely can't say enough about this is the entire experience. This is why we have film and movies like this. They really take you in and they just don't let you go. There was never a moment in this 2 hour plus movie that I could say I was bored. Now, for some people who have seen this movie, they might say it's boring, but for me, it was not that. Every moment, every word uttered in this, every single shot was not wasted because it built a very strong foundation, introduction to the characters and the world, setting you up for the next part and hopefully future parts of this entire novel. And man, I can't really express how much I really love this Dune Part 1. And I will be seeing Dune Part 2 and whatever other Dune comes in after that, as long as Denis Villeneuve or anybody else of his caliber and everybody else is involved with this, because Dune is one of those movies that you're going to put on your top list. And as a movie, this is one that I could look to many elements to say, yeah, this is how you make a movie. So that is my first time watching and review of Dune 2021 or Dune Part 1. And at least for me, this is a near perfect cinematic experience. There wasn't anything majorly negative that I could point out, but I guess for some people, they might be bored because this isn't a non-stop action film. There is a lot of world building in this, and part 2 is probably going to be a better representation of the entire film as a whole. And there's also probably many things that people might not get or understand, especially if they've never seen the original Dune film or have not read any of the books or novels, which leads me to the original Dune film, Dune 1984 from David Lynch. I absolutely love this film, hence the reason why I have 2 different versions. And if you wanted to see why I love this film so much and why it took me so long to watch this version of Dune, I will leave a video in the description area below. And if you actually wanted to support the channel and get these films, I'll also leave affiliate links in the description area as well. So those are my final thoughts on Dune Part 1. I will be seeing Dune Part 2 and hopefully Dune Part 3, Messiah. If you had any thoughts on this or any other sci-fi films or shows that you've enjoyed, be sure to leave in the comments area below, and I'll see you on another episode. Hey geeks, if you are a brand new creator and you simply want something easy to get you started, well, I got something for you with my Creator Starter Kit. This is a super simple step-by-step guide that's going to take you from having no channel to developing your very first YouTube channel, along with ideas, thumbnail designs, and other creator tips, including marketing. And the best part is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and get started creating.